And joining us now for an all-out preview of the NBA All-Star Weekend is sports writer Josh Planos. Josh, welcome back to the program, buddy.
Thanks so much for having me, Andre.
Always a pleasure to have you. He's live, by the way, from Nebraska. Josh, before we take a look at the big game, let's talk about the side events really quick. During All-Star Weekend this year, the Skills Challenge will be done in groups. What did you think of that format?
You know, I'm just excited to see it in action. I think the determination seemed to be made with entertainment in mind, which is what All-Star Weekend is all about, right? It's all about putting fans in the stands. It's great that the players will be forced to shoot and pass from different distances to prevent guys from repeating the same motion over and over again. So I'm really excited to see how it all plays out. All in all, I think the challenge was due for a refresh, and I'm glad the league is giving it to us.
Yeah, you got Giddey, Cunningham, and the rookies there, Scotty Barnes. That'll be tough to beat. And Antetokounmpo bros. That's interesting as well. Of course, the Cleveland boys. How about the three-point contest? I mentioned earlier, you heard me mention the participants. Who do you have here as a favorite? No Steph Curry there, no Klay Thompson. Here, Desmond Bane, Kennard, Levine, Mills, Van Vliet, McCollum, Ice Trey. Who do you have?
I'm going with Fred Van Vliet. It's his first ever All-Star game appearance, right? He's going to want to make a splash. I remember seeing him shoot off a rack at Wichita State, which is actually a huge advantage, just simply having gone through those motions. It's really difficult if you've never done it previously. And he just got engaged, right? He's playing the best ball of his career. Everybody's not talking about him, which seems to fuel his fire. So I really like Fred's chances as an under-the-radar choice.
FVV. Well, I like that choice too. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to go with Desmond Bane. Underrated. I'll go with Desmond Bane. Let's see. Let's talk after. Let's move on to the slam dunk contest. I'm personally excited for this. Of course, Filipino fans as well, because we're going to watch Jalen Green. He will go up against Cole Anthony, Juan Toscano Anderson, and last year's runner-up, Obi Toppin. Josh, how does Jalen stack up to the rest of the slam dunk participants this year?
He stacks up really well. I think he might have the most bounce of anyone in the field. He's probably got the best dunk package in the field, except for maybe Obi. He's got the potential to gain a ton of fans this weekend. I'm sure he's excited to put a show on in Cleveland, showcase that creativity, his athleticism, which you might not have seen because Houston isn't on national television all the time. But this is really an opportunity for Jalen Green to not only showcase his skill, but also potentially set the stage for an annual tradition of him being a part of All-Star Weekend.
I'm looking forward to Jalen Green pulling out his bag of tricks. Maybe, why not, pull out a retro T-Mac jersey and pull off one of his retro dunks, slam dunk contest. Let's see. Well, the NBA All-Star Game will tip off on Monday, Josh. That's Philippine time. Lots of drama leading up to the midseason classic, including that hilarious draft, of course. James Harden leaving Kevin Durant wanting that trade out of Brooklyn, wanting to go to Philly. Unfortunately, neither KD nor the Beard will be playing here. What are you most excited about or looking forward to in this year's NBA All-Star Game?
Every year I say the same thing, and it's that I'm still waiting for the slam dunk contest to capture that feeling it had in 2003 with Jason Richardson. We had a few moments like that with Aaron Gordon a few years ago, but it's nothing compared to the way it was with Jordan and everyone else back in the 90s. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's mostly graduated to become a sideshow as opposed to the main event. And when I was growing up, it was always the main event. So I think it'd be fantastic to see Jalen Green light that spark for the event. And I think he has the talent to do it.
How about the All-Star Game? Anything in particular you're looking forward to seeing there? Like, watching and probably thinking who might be the MVP of that All-Star Game be?
Yeah, I think last year and even the year before, we saw defense actually come into play, and that's never been the case, right? So it's nice to see them actually compete with one another and not just treat it solely as an exhibition. Of course, it should be fun, but you need to have that tension for it to feel like a sporting event. And I feel like we got that the past 2 years. So I hope that continues on in 2022.
Well, looking at Team Durant right now, I'm looking forward to LaMelo Ball with those dimes to his all-star teammates. It'll be a show for sure. I mentioned the Nets-Sixers trade. Well, we knew it was coming. It was bound to happen. It was just a matter of who else was going to be part of that trade, that deal, besides James Harden and Ben Simmons. I never got to get your thoughts, but your thoughts on that deal.
I think it's rare when you get a deal that truly benefits both parties. And I think Philly and Brooklyn both get better with this deal. Philly benefits, of course, by adding one of the best one-on-one scorers in league history. Harden can take some of the burden off of Joel Embiid's shoulders on the offensive end, and on the defensive end, Embiid can clean up a lot of Harden's deficiencies. So I'm really excited to see what they do in Philly with this package, but they've got one of the best tandems in basketball now. And then on the Brooklyn side, you get a one-man fast break in Ben Simmons. He's not going to be asked to shoot. He won't be asked to do everything. It's still going to be a team that revolves around Kevin Durant, but it's also a great fit for him emotionally and strategically. So I'm really excited for both teams. It's nice to see, hopefully, these guys in situations that excite them and get them motivated for the second half of the season. But I think it's going to be really exciting to see these teams moving forward, because I think that they're going to be a part of the playoff picture.
And hope they all play when they meet Philly and Brooklyn. Josh, as always, a pleasure having you here in the show, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you, buddy. You stay safe there in Nebraska. Again, we just had sports writer Josh Planos joining us live all the way from Nebraska.